Hey, what's up guys? It's Joe from Fandroid. It's the end of the week, which means we've got 5 more apps and games to recommend. Get that download finger ready. Let's get started. Volume Slider is an app that allows you to adjust the volume by sliding your finger along the edge of the display. This could come in handy if you have volume buttons that are broken or not working, or maybe they're in a position where you can't reach them easily with one hand. So all you do is you just turn it on, and then it's going to be on the left or the right side. You can put it on both sides if you unlock the ad-free version. But then all you do is you just slide your finger and you can see the media volume thing pops up along the bottom, and that's that. What you can do is you can also choose what you want that to control. So maybe you want it to control the medium for like videos and stuff, or you could have it be the ringer, notification, etc. You can have a wider edge so it's a little easier to do, and you can have a delay so that you don't accidentally adjust the volume. So here you'll see it'll take a little while before it pops up. There you go. So the app's called Volume Slider. Very handy if you need it. You've probably seen those videos where people will like take different words that a celebrity or someone said and chop them together to say something else. Well, this is kind of the same thing. It's called Bard, and it has all these different videos you can choose from. These are the top ones right now. So here's an Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator interview, and you can see it has the video all chopped up in all these different words that he said, and all I have to do is tap one and then add it to the list to make a sentence. So we'll do that real quick. First, watch entertaining, torturous, humidity, and powering, physically explosives. All right, I'm not sure that makes much sense, but when you're done, just hit talk, and it's going to process this, chop it all together.
First, watch entertaining, torturous, humidity, and empowering, physically explosives.
It's as simple as that, and then you can save the video or share it somewhere. It has just a bunch of videos that you can choose from. You can favorite, but these are all just basically videos from YouTube of like YouTubers and celebrity interviews. So kind of fun if you want to do something like that. Radio Public is a podcast playing app, and there are tons of podcast apps, but this one is really focused on discovery and recommendations. So if we go to the Explore tab here, we have a bunch of podcast playlists that they have had experts put together. So like here's one for politics. Here's one listener picks. Here's one for newly discovered podcasts. And then we can scroll down and we have podcast playlists from publishers. So fresh this week. This one was put together by Radio Public. Then there's these actual librarians, they call it, which are like real live human beings who you can ask for a recommendation. And these are some of their recommendations. Just a bunch of different things. So there's genres here. We can go into tech. This is a playlist that they put together, and it has some episodes from like popular tech podcasts like Reply All, Tested, stuff like that. But you can also just search for whatever you want. So of course I search for Mobile Roar. Here's our podcast that you can subscribe to also. The player looks like this. But it's just a nice, simple, well-designed podcast app, especially if you're trying to find some new podcasts to listen to. Q-Orbit is kind of like Tetris, but from all 4 directions instead of just top down. And so we'll go into the first level here. There's these planets that are rotating around the orbit, and all you do is you tap to move them in, and then you can tap again to stop them. But the idea is you want to get 5 of the same color together. So there we go. Usually you're going to want to just have them like connect like that, but you can stop them anywhere just by tapping again. Right there I used a gravity. But the idea is you don't want to let them get outside of the orbit like I just did. You can see the 2 X's on the side because I let them get out. So let's try that again. Now these gravity things, you only have so many of them, but what you can do is use them to change your direction. So I go up here and then say, oops, I'm screwed up. Just swipe in the way that I want them to go, and there we go. So like I said, the idea is to get groups of the same color together, 5 or more, and they will go away. And if your board gets too full and there's nowhere else for you to go, game is over. Or if you get too many planets outside of the orbit, game is over. So it's a little bit like Tetris, but there's a lot more going on here. There's like power-ups and different items that you can use to do different tasks. So it's much more in-depth than just stacking blocks. Indefinite is an interrogation game where you are the suspect. And so this is a memory game. What you have to do is answer questions, but it's very important to remember your responses to the questions. And you only have a certain amount of time to answer. So what you're going to do is see how many questions you can answer without throwing yourself off, without giving the wrong answer to something that you already answered. So my best is 54 questions. We'll see how far I can get here. Now it's going to start with simple things, you know, like what's your name? How old are you? Where were you born? Where were you during the incident? And this is what you're being questioned about. So you can see there it asked me how old I am a couple of times. Oh shoot. What were you doing the day of the incident? Shoot, what did I say? Sometimes you'll think that you answered something already because it's similar to a previous question, and that can get tricky. Oh, they got me. They asked, where were you during the day of the incident? And I got it wrong. And then when you're done, it'll give you like a full rundown of everything they learned about you, which is kind of funny to read. But that's pretty much it. So you can see my best is 54. I just got 32 there. There's a bunch of different questions, a bunch of different responses. So the longer you go, the less time you have to answer, the more frantic it becomes. You have to remember all these different things. So it's a really fun interrogation game called Indefinite. So that's our list for this week. Check the description for a link to find all the download links and more information about the apps and games. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the Phandroid YouTube channel for more videos like this. We'll see you next time.